Hi everyone, I'm Poppy Science. Today's show, we're going to meet some of the most laid-back animals in the world. When it comes to winter, the most relaxing thing to do in the snowy, icy weather, soaking in a hot spring, right? I mentioned this in the previous episode about Waterton. Japan, as one of the countries with the most abundant hot spring resources, provided hot springs for Waterton who traveled from afar. It was a huge hit. But there's another group of creatures famous for their love of hot springs. Our topic today, snow monkeys. There's a place called Jigokudani Monkey Park in Nagano Prefecture. It's one of Japan's most popular tourist destinations. Tourists come here not only to soak in the hot springs themselves, but also to watch the monkeys do it. It's a major highlight. Every winter, when the weather gets cold, the local snow monkeys come down from the mountains to enjoy the hot springs. They have mothers, babies, but surprisingly, very few adult males. Male monkeys, unfortunately, rarely go into the water. We'll talk about why later. The snow monkey's hot spring routine is pretty much identical to humans. They sit quietly, some even close their eyes and take a nap. It looks like they're meditating. It's clear these monkeys aren't just playing in the water, they're coming to soak. Once they're nice and relaxed, they'll groom each other, scratch their itches, and even grab each other playfully. They look so carefree and comfortable, like they're living the good life. We humans usually need to take a break after soaking for 15 to 20 minutes to cool off. But not these snow monkeys. They can stay in the hot springs for hours, sometimes even the whole day. They only come out to find food when they get really hungry. Once they're in their element, they don't seem to mind humans at all. Tourists can get really close to them and take pictures without them noticing. Some even get so close that the monkeys snatch their phones. There's really nothing that can stop them from enjoying their hot springs. Speaking of snow monkeys' hot spring enjoyment, it's been studied scientifically. In 2018, Dr. Takeshita from the Primate Research Institute at Kyoto University published a study. He collected snow monkey feces and measured the levels of glucocorticoids. This hormone is considered a reflection of stress levels. The higher the stress, the higher the hormone level. The study showed that these levels were significantly lower when the monkeys were soaking in the hot springs. In other words, hot springs genuinely relieve their stress, which is why they're so addicted to them. And here's another interesting fact. Only high-ranking female monkeys and their babies have the privilege of enjoying the hot springs. It's a special perk. Believe it or not, snow monkey hot spring habits aren't something they've always done. They learned it from humans. The natural hot springs in Nagano are very hot, generally above 60 degrees Celsius and even approaching 100 degrees. Snow monkeys wouldn't dare go in, so they didn't have the habit of soaking. Then, in 1963, a young female monkey accidentally discovered a human-made outdoor hot spring that had been adjusted to a comfortable temperature. She tried it and found it incredibly relaxing. It's said that she was the first snow monkey to soak in a hot spring. Then, one by one, more and more snow monkeys joined her. Soon, so many monkeys were soaking that the local hot spring hotels were losing business. So, in 1964, they built a special hot spring park in Jigokudani Valley, just for the monkeys. This is how hot spring soaking became a tradition for them. The snow monkey's hot spring behavior has sparked a lot of discussion. Some zoologists have pointed out that the first monkey imitated humans, and other monkeys then imitated her. This process of learning from peers and eventually sharing a new lifestyle is essentially the same process through which popular culture is created. This makes snow monkeys incredibly unique. Actually, around 10 years before the Nagano snow monkeys learned to soak in hot springs, in 1953, another group of snow monkeys did something even more incredible. Their popular culture didn't come from humans, it came from one legendary monkey who figured it out on his own. But before we meet this legend, we need to understand what makes snow monkeys so special. Snow monkeys are native to Japan and are also called Japanese macaques. They belong to the macaque genus in the Old World monkey family, closely related to the common rhesus macaque and the Taiwan macaque. Most primates live in warmer climates, although some, like the golden snub-nosed monkey, live in areas where it snows. The temperature isn't too cold, usually around -5 to 6 degrees Celsius. The snow monkey is the real champion of cold weather. Snow monkeys are the northernmost non-human primates who don't wear clothes. You can find them as far north as Aomori Prefecture, near Hokkaido, where the winter temperature can drop to -20 degrees Celsius. Other monkeys would freeze to death in no time, but not snow monkeys. They're incredibly adapted to living in the snowy, icy landscape. Snow monkey babies even love playing in the snow. They'll roll up snowballs and push them down slopes, then pick them up and roll them down again, eventually forming a big snowball. This is almost identical to how human babies play. They just need to learn how to build a snowman and have a snowball fight. They absolutely love the snow. So, how do snow monkeys cope with the cold? After all, not every monkey group has access to hot springs. For most snow monkeys, they rely on the same strategy as many cold-weather animals. They have thick, insulating fur. Their fur is longer and denser than that of other monkeys, making it an excellent insulator. Also, their subcutaneous fat is important. Snow monkeys have a diverse diet, including plant roots, stems, leaves, fruits, mushrooms, insects, birds' eggs, and even birds when they're hungry. They're incredibly good at foraging, which allows them to build up fat reserves to stay warm. When it gets really cold, snow monkeys huddle together for warmth like emperor penguins. They squeeze together in a big group to weather the coldest periods. This is one of the adaptations they've developed to survive the frigid weather. But if you think snow monkeys only live in cold regions, you're wrong. There are also snow monkeys in the subtropical regions of the southernmost part of Japan, where it doesn't snow. However, snow monkeys in the south have shorter, less dense fur. Overall, their survival skills are exceptional, allowing them to adapt to many environments. A particular incident in 1972 highlights this. There was a group of snow monkeys wreaking havoc in the suburbs of Kyoto, becoming quite a nuisance. An American farmer learned about this and managed to relocate 150 snow monkeys to Texas. These monkeys were used to living in cool mountainous forests and struggled to adapt to the hot, dry environment of Texas. They were unfamiliar with the food, the predators, and everything else. Many of them died shortly after their arrival. However, just when everyone thought they would all perish, the surviving monkeys quickly learned how to survive. They figured out how to eat shrubs and prickly pear fruit, things they'd never seen in Japan. They also learned to avoid hawks, rattlesnakes, and other predators. When it got too hot, they found water holes to cool off. They completely changed their way of life. By 1995, their population had grown to 600 monkeys. They are now managed by the Texas Primate Sanctuary to prevent them from becoming an invasive species and to study their behavior. Researchers have discovered something quite interesting about these monkeys. Snow monkeys born in the United States have an accent. The calls they make are different from Japanese snow monkeys. It's believed that this difference is related to their environment, food, and predators. For example, there are no cacti in Japan, so they've created a new sound to represent the cactus. This shows how adaptable and innovative snow monkeys are. Speaking of this, it's time to introduce the legendary figure from the snow monkey world. There's a small island off the coast of southern Japan called Koshima. It's home to a group of snow monkeys. In 1952, a team from Kyoto University arrived on the island to study the monkeys' behavior. Initially, the monkeys were very wary of humans. Whenever they saw people, they'd run away. To encourage them to come out, the researchers started throwing sweet potatoes on the beach. The monkeys, tempted by the potatoes, gradually warmed up to humans. Then, one day in 1953, the researchers witnessed something extraordinary. A young female monkey, after receiving a sweet potato, didn't eat it immediately. Instead, she dipped it in water to wash off the dirt before eating it. The researchers were astonished. They named this monkey Imo, which means sweet potato in Japanese. We'll call her Imo for the sake of simplicity. From that day on, whenever Imo received a sweet potato, she washed it before eating it, and she was incredibly consistent. About a month later, the researchers noticed another monkey, Imo's best friend, starting to wash her sweet potatoes. 4 months later, Imo's mother started washing them too. Eventually, all the monkeys on the island, except for some of the oldest ones, began washing their sweet potatoes before eating them. It was incredible. And that's not the most surprising part. The monkeys discovered that the sweet potatoes tasted even better after being washed in seawater because of the salt. They grew to love this flavor, so they started squatting by the water, taking a bite, and then dipping it in the water. They essentially developed a sweet potato with sea salt. They learned to season their food. It's mind-boggling. This eventually became their standard way of eating, establishing a sweet potato culture on Koshima. Besides washing sweet potatoes, Imo, this legendary monkey, had another innovative behavior. The researchers wanted the monkeys to spend more time on the beach for easier observation, so they mixed wheat grains with sand. The monkeys had to pick up the grains one by one. But Imo found a clever solution. She grabbed the sand and wheat grains together and dropped them in the water. The sand sank to the bottom, and the wheat grains floated to the top, allowing her to easily eat them. This amazed the researchers again. You can guess what happened next, right? The other monkeys learned from her and mastered this technique of separating the wheat grains using water. Imo didn't need to copy humans. She figured it out independently. Many people believe that snow monkeys are the closest animals to humans, even in terms of their finger proportions and grasping abilities. The more you study them, the more you feel this. When compared to humans, the Koshima snow monkeys exhibit another trait that might be even more fascinating. Researchers scattered a bag of sweet potatoes on the ground, which led to a frenzy of grabbing. To get more, some monkeys started holding one sweet potato in each hand and running on their hind legs. These monkeys might have a natural advantage in balance or body proportion that makes it easier for them to stand up. They were able to grab more food and raise more offspring. This is very intriguing. Of course, humans wouldn't keep feeding them sweet potatoes forever. But if we allow ourselves to imagine, if these monkeys had generations relying on finding sweet potatoes, would bipedalism become the norm? While this scenario might never happen, the behavior of the Koshima snow monkeys is truly astounding. We've discussed the hot spring-loving snow monkeys and the sweet potato-washing monkeys. Now let's meet another group of snow monkeys with a peculiar behavior. There's a mountain in Kyoto called Shibata Yama. The snow monkeys on this mountain have a unique hobby: playing with stones. They spend a lot of time playing, each with their own preferred style. Some hold 2 stones and tap them together. Some hold a handful of stones and rub them in their hands. Some like to rub a pile of stones on the ground. Each monkey seems to have their preferred way of playing. If we need a general term, we'd call it playing with stones. It's quite strange. Why do these snow monkeys love playing with stones? It doesn't provide them with food or anything else. Wouldn't they be better off picking fruits instead? It's truly perplexing. We could understand if only the baby monkeys enjoyed playing with stones. For example, with snowball rolling or those who like to jump into water, it's mainly the younger monkeys who are more energetic. Adult monkeys rarely participate. But with playing with stones, it's different. From baby monkeys to adult monkeys and even elderly monkeys, they all seem to love it. It's as if, like the Koshima monkey's sweet potato seasoning, it's become a popular culture. But with sweet potato seasoning and separating wheat grains from sand, they at least had something to do with survival, providing a motivation for imitation and spread. It's hard to understand why playing with stones has become so popular. This strange behavior has left zoologists baffled. Some have analyzed the possibility that it might be related to sound. Whether it's tapping 2 stones together or rubbing a pile of stones, it produces different sounds. Could it be that the snow monkeys enjoy listening to these sounds, so they play with stones? If this is the case, could this be the origin of music? It's mind-blowing to think about. Professor Michael Huffman from Kyoto University has also studied this behavior. He believes that it could be a form of exercise for the brain. Baby monkeys might exercise their finger dexterity through playing with stones, improving their grasping accuracy and promoting motor neuron development. Adult monkeys, especially older ones, might use it to keep their brains active and prevent aging. This is similar to elderly people playing mahjong, which can help prevent Alzheimer's disease. In other words, these monkeys might already understand the concept of healthy living. It sounds just as incredible as them understanding music. Okay, the reason behind the snow monkeys playing with stones remains a mystery for now. While we don't know their motivation, I've come up with some other possibilities. Look, some snow monkeys collide stones together or grind them against rocks. Doesn't it resemble making stone tools? While they might not be intentionally trying to make stone tools, it's not impossible that, by chance, they might find a suitable stone for cutting. Maybe the first humans also discovered tools by chance. No one knows for sure. Also, when they hit two stones together, could they accidentally create a spark by striking flint? If this spark ignites nearby dry grass and they feel warmth from the fire, wouldn't they then learn about fire for warmth? It feels increasingly plausible the more I think about it. We'll have to let time tell what consequences the snow monkey's stone playing will have. Okay, next, let's talk about the unfortunate male snow monkeys. While the female monkeys and their babies enjoy the hot springs, why are the male monkeys, including the alpha male, excluded? There are two main theories. One is that the number of adult males in a group is very small. They are responsible for fighting, and if they go into the water to soak, they'd be vulnerable to attacks from outsiders. The other reason might be a matter of pride. Male monkeys, especially the alpha male, like to show off their larger size. Being soaked and having their fur stuck to their bodies makes them look smaller, which could damage their confidence. This is why they don't go into the water. From this situation, we can learn about the social structure of snow monkeys. In a group of snow monkeys, the strongest male usually becomes the alpha male, holding the highest status. There are very few other adult males. Most of the group consists of females and their young. This is because male monkeys, before they reach maturity, often leave their families and join other groups to find mating opportunities, which prevents inbreeding. During mating season, the alpha male becomes particularly vigilant. He makes loud noises, shakes branches, and generally displays his dominance to prevent any young outsiders from taking over his harem. But does it really work? Zoologists have discovered an embarrassing reality. The female monkeys seem to be more interested in outsiders. They often sneak out with these males behind the alpha male's back. Even if caught and beaten, they keep doing it. On average, a female mates with 4 different males in one mating season. It's incredibly outrageous. There are even rumors of some scandalous incidents involving sika deer. I'm too embarrassed to go into details. Anyway, it's all very stressful for the alpha male, making him anxious and worried. It's truly a sad situation. Gene analysis has confirmed this. Every year, the alpha male's offspring make up a smaller percentage of the new births compared to offspring with genes from outsiders. This is beneficial for the genetic diversity of the group. Hopefully, the alpha male never learns the results of this analysis. Finally, let's discuss the relationship between snow monkeys and humans. In Japan, especially for farmers, snow monkeys have always been considered pests. The amount of damage they cause each year is second only to deer and wild boars, ranking third. This might be related to their agility. They're excellent climbers, making it a piece of cake to climb into orchards and pick fruit. They also love the crops and vegetables in fields, so they can feast freely. But what really drives farmers crazy is the snow monkey's winter behavior. During the winter, when there's less food available because of the snow, they develop a habit of stripping bark off trees. They often eat the bark of fruit trees, causing them to die. This is much more serious than simply stealing fruits. Therefore, many farmers loathe snow monkeys. Furthermore, as deforestation has increased, snow monkey habitats have shrunk, and many towns have fallen victim. For example, last year, a group of snow monkeys appeared in Yamaguchi City. Within 20 days, they injured over 50 people. Although there were no serious injuries, mainly scratches and bites, they selectively attacked women, elderly people, and children. This caused a lot of panic. However, Japanese law prohibits killing snow monkeys. Many hunters, because they're so similar to humans, don't want to shoot them. Therefore, the current approach is to manage the situation. Japan has also set up snow monkey habitats on many mountains and provides them with some food to attract them to the mountains. This reduces the number of monkeys that harass towns. The snow monkey hot springs we discussed earlier also serve this purpose. If we provide them with more comfortable spaces, we can hopefully coexist peacefully, right? So I hope that humans will protect snow monkey habitats and let them play with stones undisturbed on the mountains.